time for cyclone season.
And the first cyclone of the season. But I feel good about this decision. It was still the right thing to do.
It's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be fine.
Yes. Here comes the rain.
Uh-oh.
Woo! It's like air conditioning.
Coming down in buckets.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm Nikki, this is Jason, and this is our floating home curiosity. We set sail 4 years ago, and some 13,000 nautical miles later, we landed in the Kingdom of Tonga, where we decided to haul out for cyclone season, visit family, and load up on a crate full of much-needed boat supplies. Sadly, because of COVID, our poor boat sat abandoned for a year, but we're back, ready to work, and get our girl back in the water. It's happening. It is splash day. I wouldn't say that we're exactly ready 100%, but we are ready. We're going in. Things are not perfect. They're never going to be perfect. We're just going. It's not like we're going far. This is not a passage. We're just going to get in the water, and then we'll take care of everything from there. We've been burning the candle at both ends this week to get done enough to splash.
Whoa! I finally tracked down a leak that we've had in our bedroom or our cabin for years.
We picked up the last box from our crate and gifted it to our friends as a thank you.
The crate is officially empty!
Come, Christian.
And it's empty for me. Yeah?
And it's now going to be a chicken coop, right? Is that what I heard?
Chicken
Chicken coop.
I think so.
I got him. I'm going in.
Brings a whole new meaning to reduce, reuse, and recycle. That's awesome.
We filled up and tested the fuel tanks for leaks.
No leak here. No leak under the tank. Yep, all good.
Then we fired up the engines. Nope.
Okay, hit it again.
Just needed a magic touch.
And the starboard side was good aside from needing to clean up the corrosion on the starter. An easy enough fix. But the port side, well, that's where we discovered we had made a mistake.
How do you feel about wrapping your lips around that thing and blowing?
Yep. That was Diesel. Ladies and gentlemen, we learned a good lesson here. Mark the lines when you take them apart, which I did on the other diesel tank, but this one was such a struggle to get out. I did not put a piece of tape on the line.
And in all fairness, the length and the way that they come out of there, it looks like you had it correct.
Yeah, so.
I also concurred, so.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth now.
Yeah. Way to take one for the team.
The cutlass bearings were replaced, the props were polished and finished off with prop speed, and of course, the bottom got a fresh coat of anti-foul. The last remaining test is the generator.
About ready to crank the Jenny?
Yep. Did the oil change, the service, the impeller, everything that needs to be done. We can crank it up. Woo! It's hot.
Yep.
Can't think straight.
Okay, you're ready, right?
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. It's not doing anything. What do you think?
I think I'll just have to look in the manual and see if I can get a part number. You think we'll be able to get one in Nuku'alofa maybe? No.
No.
Okay, I've just filled up with rainwater. As much as we can fit. We got a couple other buckets full of rainwater on the boat. Watermaker's not commissioned because the generator's not working. The starter's poked. We have no freaking idea what happened. I feel like you work so hard and you put so much money in and so much time, and then, oh, it just defeats you over and over and over. But it's all right. It's what makes us resilient. It's what makes us stronger. What makes us ready for the next adventure. It's, I just want to sit down and cry sometimes, but you know, anyway, we're gonna be in the water now, so that's gonna be good. That's gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. That's Okay, I got that out. Let's do this.
I know your face so well, but I can tell that it's changing.
Fingers crossed all that works, okay?
Hey! Cool.
We're touching water. We're almost there. I am like super nervous and really excited all at the same time because I'm like, oh, please don't let there be any major problems.
It's so exciting!
Hey, saying start the engines. Oh, please. Okay, first one fired up. Okay, they're at least
Check
on.
the water.
Yeah.
How's it?
It's spinning.
All right, check the bilges.
All good?
All good. Let's check the transducer up here. Okay.
Everything good?
All good. No leak. No leak with the underwater lights. I think we're not leaking. I think she's floating.
Just like riding a bicycle. Great success! Although I don't know, I still feel nervous like I don't want to celebrate yet, just in case. When we're tied up to the mooring and we've had a successful little motor here, maybe we'll celebrate.
We are about halfway there, and I've checked the engine like 3 different times. The through holes, the transducer, the underwater lights. Nothing seems to be leaking. Our dripless seal, our cutlass bearing. The engine sounds good. It smells good. It looks good. So far, all is well on Curiosity. And we are doing something today, well, that we've almost never done before. See that? We're dragging our dinghy. Oh, we always said we wouldn't be dragger dinghies.
Dinghy draggers?
Dinghy draggers.
Just end it. You're too tired. You can't even talk.
Can't even do it. It's just I'm exhausted. Need to sit down, have some water, and then maybe a shampoo or something. I don't know. Something crazy like that.
You're officially losing it.
I have full control, honey.
No, we're running on fumes. It's time for a bit of a break. A swim, some water, some sleep.
Check and see if the radar works here. Hey! Let's see. Nice.
Oh, so much better. Oh.
Up. That's what happens when you do it with your left hand.
We've got a long way down till we're 90 years old. We've got a long way down till we can't stand it all.
Get it?
We've got a long way down till we're 100 years old.
Like it hasn't been a year and a half.
I like music to my ears. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling myself getting very emotional all of a sudden. Phew, what an adventure. I can't believe we're back in the water. It's, yeah. I'm happy to be here. I feel like it's good. Yeah, it's been a long time. And I feel like we've worked really hard, but now we're in the water and everything else from here, we can figure it out, just like we always do. It's gonna be good. swim. See a lot of jellyfish in there.
All this love and all this pain you've given. All this love and all this pain, you bring them from another world.
So, ready, John!
Now the summer lies on my doorstep, and outside there's a light and it's getting bigger, and you know it. All this love, dim light, all this pain, and those fine, fine eyes.
Welcome to Boat Life.
What's our problem?
Within 20 minutes of getting to our mooring, I decided to bring up Minion, and lo and behold, the winch, or the winch switch, I'm not sure, one of them doesn't want to get it up.
It'll go down, it just won't come back up.
Oh man, so I've disassembled it. I have a spare winch that I bought and threw in the crate, and it has a switch, but the switch is completely different wiring harness, so it's not like I can just plug it in. So I gotta hand bring all this in, and Minion might have to stay the night in the water. Or I'm gonna spend all night Googling and figuring it out, and eventually I can get her up. So I've tested all the wiring in here, and I think it's this proximity switch that's given us trouble. It basically keeps the bar from coming too close and ripping the davit system off.
If the proximity sensors failed, yeah, just put a hot wire there, but it won't stop itself, obviously.
Okay.
And the only chance you'd have of that it failing is that there's a gray wire there. The wire that comes off the thing's black, so maybe you have a bad connection where it changes from black to gray wire.
After talking to Raph, the proximity switch seems to be the issue. He recommended I remove the wires, reconnect them, and heat shrink them. And I just feel like I need to show you what's going on down here, because there's a couple errors that would have kept this issue from happening from the very beginning. That is the line from the proximity sensor, and it comes down and connects here. And as you can see, these are the fancy heat shrink connectors, but they weren't shrunk very well. So check this out. See how corroded that wire is? No wonder it doesn't work. And then something else to remember when you're wiring stuff on a boat or an RV or anything really, you need strain relief for the wire. So here they did a really good job. There's no tension on the line. There's plenty of extra cable. Here, it's always tugging on that line up there because, well, there's no strain relief. So as we're bouncing around, it's doing that. There should be a nice amount of this cable right here tied up. And now, because there's not, I have to cut these and put a length of cable in between because there's no extra line in here. And it's not that difficult of a fix. It's just kind of a bummer, a pain in the butt, because, well, it's gonna take a couple hours. Plus I was troubleshooting for a couple hours earlier the other day and had to bother Raph. So it's like something as simple as just doing a proper heat shrink and doing a strain relief on the line or on the wires could have solved this entire thing. Sorry if this isn't in focus, guys. It's a tight spot. Hey! There we go! I love it when a project is done. It just feels good.
Okay, we've been sitting here at our computers editing because that's kind of what we do on Saturdays because Sunday is publish day. And we are real time, so whatever we kind of are doing during the week, that's what you see on Sunday. So, it's been a little bit crazy and stressful, obviously, with launching and all things. Anyway, kind of had this whole idea for this week's video, which was going to be, okay, cool, we splashed, And then we were gonna tell you all about our cyclone plan, right? Because it is cyclone season, but we do have a plan, and we were gonna discuss that, talk about our options, what we were gonna do in the meantime, and everything else, and then this. So now, instead of talking about our cyclone plan, we're just gonna go ahead and do the cyclone plan.
I'm just putting crap away.
Winds are already starting to pick up.
Yeah, clouds moving fast. Gotta get the stack pack closed up, the sail protected, maybe lashed down. I don't know, tidy all the lines. Make a plan.
Make a few sacrifices.
Yeah.
Light some candles. There are 2 storms out right now. One looks like an actual cyclone. One looks like it could become a cyclone. So we're gonna get round 1 first, which will just be a nice storm. And then if we're unlucky, then we get the cyclone that's coming off of Fiji. So, welcome back to Boat Life.
Now I know what you're thinking. Why splash if it's cyclone season? Good question. First, it's all about location, 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 and this port has been known as a refuge for sailors since the first European explorer, Don Francisco Morel, in 1781. After making his way into this big, protected from every direction bay, he named it Puerto del Refugio, or Port of Refuge, and it's kept its reputation as a safe haven ever since. Plus, our insurance covers us here, even in the water, and insurance companies aren't known for being optimistic. They use historical data to determine which areas they insure, and Tonga is covered, unlike Fiji just 400 nautical miles to our west, which is a strict no-sail zone during the cyclone season. All this to say, sailors have been riding out cyclones here with little to no issue for a very long time. We splashed because we have a good cyclone plan. We just didn't think we'd have to execute it so quickly. But here it goes. We have 3 major concerns: wind, waves, and other boats. So let's start with our cyclone mooring. It has 4 ground legs spreading radially so that the load is no greater on a single leg with aligned directional loading. It's omnidirectional, which means we can swing with the wind, always presenting our most aerodynamic, wave-piercing, stable self, reducing the drag from the vessel. For this location, it's better than multiple anchors and better than spiderwebbing ourselves to land. If we were tied up to land, we'd only be optimal in a single wind direction. As the wind shifts, it would leave us broadside, making us less stable and far more vulnerable to the waves. Keeping with the reducing drag vibe, we tie down the mainsail and stack pack.
This is like a test, a cyclone test. It's not a real cyclone yet. Hopefully it doesn't become one. And then we'll see how all of this plays out for if a real one comes. More like when one comes, yeah.
We remove the head sail.
Good thing we didn't bother putting that thing up.
Yeah, we were pre-planning.
That's right.
Yeah, we
knew. It was
knew.
intentional.
Exactly.
And make sure nothing is left on deck. Now our only major concern is the other boats in the bay, which, because of COVID-19 border lockdowns, it's at an all-time low. Of course, this is Mother Nature, and despite all our preparations and weather predictions, there are no guarantees.
Love, you're missing the sunset.
It's gorgeous, I can see it. I got more important things to deal with.
I know. Okay, what can I do?
We are setting up the chafe for the line so they don't rub. I just need your hand to untwist these because we want to start with it as perfectly as possible before the storm.
Yeah.
I think we're good. Chafe guard looks good. It's all tied up. Plenty of room for it to slide. We've done what we can do. Done what we can done. That's what I was gonna say. Oh baby. Now we just wait. Thankfully we've had a couple days of good sun, so we're full. It's just gonna be a party.
It's a cyclone. Evening swim.
Because we don't have a generator. It's always a sailor shower now.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Feels real good. A little creepy. You never know what's down there. But I know what's down there. So we just snorkeled and there's a lot of jellies.
Still can't help but think about it.
All right, soap me. All right, what do you think about our first day of the storm?
So far, so good. It's not too bad. It's been a little windy, a little rainy, but just regular blow, regular storm. Things are just now starting to kind of kick it up a notch, of course, because you know, just in time for the sun to go down and get dark. All nasty fun things happen when it's dark outside. It should get interesting overnight. Overnight and in the morning is, I think, going to be the worst of it, and maybe it won't be that bad. So far, I've been really impressed because we're really protected in this bay, and we feel the gusts more than anything, but our sustained winds, I know that it's blowing a solid 30, gusting 40, but we're really not seeing that here. So I'm hoping that remains true because the wind is just now shifted north, which means it's barreling down this whole bay. And we're towards the end of it. We're in what you would call the storm graveyard. This is where if a boat breaks off its mooring, it gets washed up here.
At least we don't have far to go.
Yeah, bad news is we gotta keep our eye out because apparently there's one boat that tends to be a bit of a wrecking ball. Took out a bunch of docks and boats last time there was a big storm. But the good news is, at least if we break loose, we don't have far to go. That's not happening, per se. At least we can shower out here.
The winds are definitely picking up. We saw 37 true wind speed directly from the north, so the fetch is starting to build. We're getting just knocked around. 32 knots right now. The sustained winds are more like 25. So
25 to 30,
25
yeah.
to 30, but you know, it's whoa, I just saw 40. Woo! Alright, you're gonna have to come and film it. Oh, good! Ah! 42!
33!
Well,
Yeah.
there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
We're what, like force 8? Yeah, I'm not a Beaufort expert, but I'd say we're about an 8. My pants are falling off, so it's gotta be an 8.
Well, I think we're through the worst of it. The worst of it definitely was last night, and it did get upgraded from a tropical storm to a Category 1 cyclone. So we did officially have our first cyclone, which feels a little bit like an initiation because, you know, so quick. But it's been good because it's given us a chance to kind of experience what happens in this bay, how things behave. I feel like we're a little bit more prepared now. We just have to keep our eye on the one that is swarming over by Fiji. It's unfortunately probably going to hit them the worst. And then we are in that path for right now. And that's supposed to hit on Friday. So we're just going to have to keep our eye on it. And if it is indeed still going to potentially come towards us, we may want to beef up our system here a little bit. But other than that, I think we're through the worst of it here. We're just kind of the tail end of the wind and the rain.
47, 42.
Did I say that we were through the worst of it? What I really meant is that we were in the eye of it. Looks like we're at sea. And we're in a very protected bay.
And that is right behind us.
Yeah. So comforting. Ah. You gonna go check on the mooring?
Yeah, check the mooring, check on the lines. See how windy it is? All the small boats are moving forward to this end of the bay because it sort of came out of nowhere. It was supposed to be west and now it's like straight from the south. All the predictions were wrong.
Yeah. It is just a prediction.
Exactly. 53. Whoa!
Thank you.
And of course, in true sailing fashion, this is all happening at sunset.
Yeah, it is 5:54, so just in time for it to get dark.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep well tonight again.
So yeah.
I did turn on the wind tracking thingy on our chart plotter, and this is kind of fascinating. Look at this. Over the past 10 minutes, we've seen a high of 62 knots of wind speed. Right now it's blowing 40, 38.
What was it?
71 knots.
And I do not like the view behind us. If we were faced the other direction, I would be less nervous. If that mooring ball breaks, which, right, like me, could be your anchor, could be anything. It's just uncomfortable. That's all there is to it. I feel like I need to pee and you're standing over there like it's no big deal.
No, just watching all the instruments. 23 feet of water underneath us. 100 meters, a football field maybe, to that dock behind us. 40 knots of wind right now, gusting up to 70. Shah! I gotta pee too.
Okay.
And I'm hungry.
I'm so nervous. I just feel like I need to pee because like my stomach's all in knots and it's squishing all of my other organs, including my bladder, I think. The winds continued to rage on through the night, but by in the morning, it was eerily calm, as if nothing had ever happened. And it stayed that way for most of the day.
Until the evening when Hurricane or Cyclone Yasa started heading our way. And she just passed through Fiji, but fortunately she took a hard turn south before she got here, and we've really only seen 30 or so knots of wind and slightly choppy here in the bay. Not too bad, kind of like it is right now.
Yeah, it's still been the same conditions. We're waiting for that to die down, but it's a lot better than full-on cyclone. Yeah, so we will take it.
Yeah, and we called all of our friends in Fiji after Yasa passed, and they said, No damage reported. They were all on the western side of ET Levu, and
Everybody was safe and sound. Stu, Malia, Captain Mark, all of our sailing friends, everybody we've talked to is all good. Now granted, that's just that one side of Fiji, but
woo, what an initiation back into sailing life. Woo, we're gonna need a break.
yeah. And we're definitely going to take a break because it's been a, been a thing. So you will not see another video from us until after the first of the year. We're gonna take some time to chill.
Do what most of you are probably doing, having a Zoom holiday with our friends and family.
Yeah. But we are going to do a live with our patrons, so if you aren't a patron and that interests you, then maybe check that out. And other than that, you can catch us on Instagram. We will keep posting updates there. Otherwise, we will see you after the first of the year.
Goodbye 2020.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, happy Christmas, happy New Year.
Thank you for being a part of all of our wild adventures in 2020. It's been a crazy year. Looking forward to 2021. Love you all. So I just want to comment on how awesome your farmer's tan is.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. After talking to Raph, it seems like the proximity switcher is. After talking to Raph, it seems like the proximity switcher switch. Shelly, shisha.
Okay, hold on. You're moving around too much, so it's having trouble focusing on you. It doesn't want to focus at all.
Because there's no light.
Neither one of us make very good anchors. Are you looking at yourself in the lens? Stop it.
I'm trying to get my hair to fly. I need a wig.
Just like riding a bicycle. You did it just like you knew you were doing.
Oh, yes. Now I can take my clothes off and swim. Woo! Smell-o-vision! Oh, we gotta splash soon, or I'm gonna go crazy.
There's nothing like when you can't get your dinghy up.
It's a real problem.
They have medication for that.
Does it look that windy? Like, I'm struggling. I'm like, does it look that windy in the camera? Because it's freaking windy. How do you make wind look windier?
I know. Waiting for it.